Item number SCP-001 36. Object Class Humanoid. Threat Level Green. Circumstantial Red. Containment Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Instances of SCP-001 are to be contained within standard humanoid containment modules. Under no circumstances are any instances of SCP-001 to be stored at the same site, allowed to interact in any manner, or to be made aware of information regarding other members of the group. Personnel assigned to any single SCP-001 subject are not to be made aware of the other instances of SCP-001 or the connections among them. SCP-001 subjects are not to come into direct contact with any other anomalous items outside of approved testing. Revised 20.05 Special Order A1130-X. In light of the events resultant in SCP-001-05's death, the use of SCP-001 subjects in the neutralization of anomalous objects is hereby prohibited. All care is to be taken to keep SCP-001 subjects alive and unharmed. Recovery and containment of SCP-001 subjects is to be considered highest priority. In the case of a death event, a rigorous protocol is to be initiated as soon as possible. Description: SCP-001 is a group of 36 individuals designated SCP-001-01 through SCP-001-36. There is no apparent pattern in terms of ethnicity, gender, age, or religious affiliation amongst SCP-001 subjects. SCP-001 subjects display no anomalous properties of their own. However, any anomalous item, entity, or property brought into close proximity with an SCP-001 subject will be greatly modified from its original properties. Most often, this will result in a lessening or total nullification of anomalous properties. These properties, not nullified, will be changed so as to display consistency between objects of similar properties. All of these effects are instantaneous and will occur without any input from the subject. The area of these effects will expand when multiple SCP-001 subjects are brought together, as well as the intensity of changes. Multiple SCP-001 subjects are capable of nullifying anomalous effects without being aware of presence of said objects. All subjects of SCP-001 seem to be instinctively aware of information regarding other SCP-001 subjects. Generally, the total number of the group and details of between 1 and 3 individuals. This knowledge is vague, making locating uncontained subjects difficult. The death of an SCP-001 subject will result in the manifestation of multiple anomalous entities and phenomena in the area. These manifestations will be of such a scope that traditional containment measures are unfeasible and will result in significant casualties and collateral damage. Contained SCP-001 subjects have claimed that this is a result of the deceased individual's absence letting things through, and that further events will be more severe as time progresses. In addition, contained subjects have claimed that any deceased individuals will be replaced by a newborn bearing the appropriate properties. No such individuals have yet been located. See Document 001-EX for a list of notable modifications to items by SCP-001 subjects. A full listing of all nullifications may be found in Document 001-N. Addendum 01. All known members of SCP-001 are as follows. SCP-001-01 94-year-old Jewish-German male, currently contained. Currently in induced stasis to prevent death. Numerical identification code tattooed on left forearm. SCP-001-02 88-year-old Tamil female, currently contained. Was pregnant at time of containment. Child born without incident. Currently under Foundation watch. SCP-001-03 91-year-old British female, currently contained. Subject was British Army nurse recorded as dead in 1943. SCP-001-04 97-year-old Han Chinese male, currently contained. First subject to disclose information regarding other subjects to the Foundation. Daoist priest of the Kwanzan School. SCP-001-05 101-year-old Pashtun male, currently deceased. Subject died in containment. See Incident Report 001-05-EX for further details. SCP-001-06 39-year-old Italian female, currently uncontained. Originally recovered from a hostel in Budapest. Subject escaped containment 8 days later during breach at Site 90. Current whereabouts unknown. SCP-001-07 52-year-old Polish-Argentinian female, currently uncontained. In possession of GOI-16, the Horizon Initiative. SCP-001-08 5-year-old Russian male, currently uncontained. In possession of unknown individual or group. No family members have been located. SCP-001-09 31-year-old Aboriginal Australian female, currently uncontained. In possession of GOI-16, the Horizon Initiative. SCP-001-010 28-year-old African American male, currently uncontained. In possession of GOI-16, the Horizon Initiative. SCP-001-011 45-year-old Nigerian, male, currently contained. SCP-001-011's family was present during its initial recovery. SCP-001-001's eldest son offered armed resistance to Foundation personnel, despite SCP-001-011's objection, and was neutralized. Remainder of family administered Class A amnestics. SCP-001-012 14-year-old Arabic female, currently deceased. Subject was killed by members of GOI-03, the Chaos Insurgency, during the recovery effort. See Incident Report 001-012-RC-EX for further details. SCP-001-013 Unknown age Korean American female, currently uncontained, actively frustrating recovery efforts. SCP-001-014 23-year-old Navajo male, currently contained, was recovered by Foundation personnel after contact had been made between the subject and SCP-1295. See Document 001-EX for further details. Addendum 02 SCP-001-01 through SCP-001-05 were initially recovered on 1944 in Jerusalem during investigation of supposed miracles and other anomalous events in the area by the HMF SCP. SCP-001-01 through SCP-001-05 were found in the care of 3 individuals classified as POI 1458, POI 1459, and POI 1460. Said individuals possess possible ties to GOI-16, the Horizon Initiative, and may have had a hand in its founding. The recovery effort was hindered by factional fighting within the HMFSCP. SCP-001-01 was severely injured in the resulting firefight, but was successfully stabilized and recovered along with the other subjects, and passed into jurisdiction of the Preservationist faction. The individuals responsible for sheltering the SCP-001 subjects fled during the fighting and were not able to be apprehended. Interview Log 001-11-02. The following interview with SCP-001-05 was recorded on 19.
You spoke last time of having a specific purpose. Could you please explain?
I am here to help set things right.
Go on.
The world is broken, Doctor, and my brothers and sisters and I are here to heal it, to gather together and prepare the way for what is to come. The process has already been set in motion, though, regrettably, there have been some setbacks.
Please, explain.
The one you called 001-01, he was the one who was to gather all the rest. With him now hovering between life and death, the duty falls to us, but we know only glimpses of a few others in our number. It is enough.
You don't fear for his safety?
Death is just another part of what is meant to be. It's nothing to fear.
An admirable view of things. How did you learn your purpose?
I had a dream. Important prophecy, hallucination, call it what you will. It planted a seed in my head. An intuition, you might say. It was the next day I met 001.
Can you describe the dream?
There was a man in rich clothing, like a king or emperor. He kept saying, "Where is the tailor? Where is my tailor?" and pacing back and forth. Each time he asked it, another voice would answer, "He is close now, he is close at hand." But he did not arrive. The man became more and more upset, and he paced. Moths came and landed on him, and began to eat away at his clothing. His robes began to fray and rot as more and more moths landed on him, and some even bit his skin. But then the doors opened, and then there arrived not one tailor, but dozens, led by the most masterful tailor in the kingdom. The king was overjoyed, for he knew he would be saved from the moths that tried to consume him. I woke up then, and I knew. He found me, and I followed him.
If you'll pardon the dramatic phrasing, when all of you come together, the world will end, correct?
Doctor, the world has already ended. This was to be the last war. The world's time has come and gone, and it is stretching thinner by the day until there will be nothing left but the moths. But there is still some time left. We can find each other on our own.
And then what happens?
Quiet days, Doctor. Quiet days and peace.
Incident Report 001-05-EX. Security Memetic. What sword shall you choose? Date 19. Location Site 128. Coordinates Event Type LK. Localized Crisis. Description: Event occurred upon the death of SCP-001-05 at 22:12 local time. MTF squads stationed at Site 41, Site 98, and Site 203 were deployed in response. Liquidation protocols for all items within Site 128 were authorized at 22:15. Resultant anomalies: UAP, self-replicating substance similar in composition to clay. Upon contact with a vertebrate organism, the substance would mold around the host, overwriting the host's behavior. Without nearby hosts, substance would spread along ground or coalesce into large masses. UAP. 8-winged entity with avian and cephalopodon traits, measuring 70 meters in wingspan and 45 meters tall, would manifest swarms of entities outwardly similar to crows or ravens, measuring approximately 3 meters in length. UAP. A series of 109 great cuboctahedrons measuring approximately a meter in width, air temperature in a radius of 20 meters of the objects would rise to over 250 degrees Celsius. Affected areas would immediately cool after exiting the area of effect. Objects were capable of flight at approximately 25 kilometers an hour. 9 reported Class 3 biological revival scenarios. Widespread civilian reports of spontaneous ritualistic cannibalism. Anomalous weather patterns extending approximately 110 kilometers out from the initial event site. Rainfall contained high amounts of fatal pathogens, including Zaire Ebola virus, Escherichia coli, and variola major. Disappearance of SCP-001. See Document 001-EX. Recovery efforts. Ouroboros Protocol initiated at 22:23, completing at 21 o'clock. Protocol was carried out at 97% efficiency. Foundation casualties 1,350. Items lost 27. Estimated civilian casualties 10,000. Incident Report 001-012-RC-EX. Security Mimetic through the long night. Date 20. Location redacted. Islamic Republic of Eastern Sumatris. Event type LK. Localized crisis. Description: recovery of SCP-001-12 was engaged at 07:31 local time. Subject was reluctantly cooperative. At 07:43, operatives from GOI-03, the Chaos Insurgency, attacked the recovery team. SCP-001-12 was severely injured during the event, along with agents. And SCP-001-12 was generally incoherent from this point, displaying signs of glossalia. The extent of the subject's coherent statements was recorded as follows.
They're hungry, you see. Gnaws and bites and claws and crunch, crunch, crunch. Old food is better than no food, see? They're very hungry and keep getting hungrier.
Recovery team was attacked a second time at 08:15, resulting in the death of SCP-001-12. Resultant anomalies: UAP, semi-amorphous tetrapebble entity measuring approximately 50 meters in height and 200 meters in length. Entity was resistant to conventional weaponry. UAP, spontaneous consumption of individuals by large masses of maggots, species unknown. Flash flooding consisting of a mixture of 2% chocolate milk, crude oil, chicken broth, and rabbit feces. Reappearance of SCP-1348. See Document 001-EX for notable alterations. Recovery efforts. Nuclear deployment authorized by the Board of Overseers at 08:17. Ouroboros Protocol initiated at 08:46, completing at 07:30. Protocol was carried out at 61% efficiency. Notes: the Islamic Republic of Eastern Somathris has been classified as SCP-001 on account of reality instability caused by the flaws in the operation of Ouroboros Protocol. Foundation casualties 8. Estimated Chaos Insurgency casualties 25. Estimated civilian casualties 175,000. Document 001-EX. Security Mimic. We saw them walk on clouds of meat. Test log SCP-001 361. Forward. Due to SCP-001's possible Abrahamic roots and its potent effects on religious-based anomalies of a similar origin, a test to establish if its effects have a wider base was required. SCP-361 was chosen for this test as a low-risk, non-Abrahamic religious object with easily observable effects. SCP-001-02 is instructed to introduce a sheep's liver to SCP-361.
Welcome to Horosco. Oh, it's you. So it would seem. Well, if you're calling, that means... Oh, hell. It's time already. Yes? Well, we suppose we should have seen it coming. Traffic has been getting very thin lately. Guess it's time to go. You will be there with us when everything is in order again. Assuming you'll be able to do it. Well, kid, we guess this is goodbye. We know we and your boss didn't always see eye to eye, but we had a good run overall. It's been fun. You'll be there. I promise. And we don't doubt for a second that you believe that. See you on the other side, kid. Or not. I can't remember the last time anyone called me a kid.
Closing statement. Following test 001-361, SCP-361 ceased to function. Any attempts to introduce its usual stimulant to it produced only a sound similar to that of a disconnected dial tone. Test log 001-738. Forward. SCP-738 was chosen for experimentation due to possible thematic links. No physical description of the entity was provided by SCP-001-03.
Well, look who it is. How the hell have you been? What can I do for you?
Just a message delivery, Jack. Next time you head back, tell everyone to get ready. The contract is winding down.
Are you messing with me? Not pulling some sort of trickery?
Not at all.
Really time for the scrap, eh? Bloody hell, it's been long enough. You know what? For you, no charge. It's on me this time. Right out of the kindness of my shriveled black heart.
Well, maybe not so black.
You're killing me here. See, that's why I like you. Always got a joke and a smile.
Closing statement. Contract left by SCP-7384. Read, it's on the house. X. SCP-001-03 offered no explanation as to why SCP-738-4 was referred to as Jack. SCP-738 currently displays no anomalous effects when used and has been reclassified as SCP-738-N. Document 001-IC-34 Security Mematic. On basalt feet we stood. The following communique originated within the leadership of GOI-16, the Horizon Initiative. The message was found alongside item E-7455 during recovery on 20.
How do you explain to someone that the world is dying, and that only they may save it? We have often asked ourselves that question during the 60 or so years since that fateful day in Jerusalem, and entertained different notions on the most effective ways to do so. 50 years ago, we were Elijah, full of bluster and wrath, calling upon our less faithful brothers to rally to the 36th cause, using fear to further our goals. 30 years ago, we were Isaiah, seeking to strengthen our less courageous brothers, that with the conviction that our cause was just, speaking of the greatness of our task, using their newfound confidence to build an order on which our goals could stand. 10 years ago, we were Jeremiah, weeping at the doors of the world's great powers, pleading for them to listen, for we now understood that this task was beyond our power alone. And now we are Jonah, and we are lost for words. How do we make you understand what is at stake, when the only way you could see is to let everything your organization ever did go for the word of 3 old men? That is too much to ask, even of righteous men, and we are not yet certain you are such. All we can ask is that you listen. You have seen what the 36 can do. You have seen the way the world unravels around them, but you do not understand why. You see them as just another entry in your great book of diseases, a threat to the wholeness of the body you keep, the world. It is not so. The items and phenomena you keep hidden from the world are not diseases. They are symptoms, and you are not keeping the world healthy by masking them when the underlying condition is ignored. The problem is that this condition is chronic. The world is simply old, and the 36, they make it young again. For them to be able to do so, you will be required to make the ultimate sacrifice. You must relinquish your identity. You are made to secure, and we are asking you to trust in the unproven. You are made to contain, and we are asking you to release. You are meant to protect, and we are asking you to leave the world vulnerable. It is an impossible request, this we know. But you must fulfill it if there is to be any hope for us. Release the 36. Let them come together. Let them do what needs to be done, and we shall follow. Help 3 old men make the world young again. Don't let it die.